Bumbleclad. Kung Fu. Kung Fu. Kung Fu. Kung Fu. Bumbleclad. Kung Fu. Kung Fu. Pussy wally full of Kung Fu. What's he again now? Me pussy. Wah.
Deadly, no.
Wah. Bumbleclad.
Deadly.
Bumbleclad. Queer.
Yes.
Queer. Dangerous man, but in dangerous too. Queer.
One flying kick.
Queer now.
One kameyaka.
Bumbleclad. Fly kick.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Monday evening to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. No, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side. So we have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in a Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. Now the evening we're going to kick it off with some updates. So the police attached to the St. Andrews Central Police Division are now stating that they have seized the vehicle involved in the abduction of Lana Robertson, a resident of the Swallowfield community in St. Andrew. Now Miss Robertson, otherwise known as Nikki, is said to be a Jamaica Labour Party election scrutineer. She was taken against her will whilst walking along Old Hope Road on May 30. She was approached by a criminal element in the video on her screen, who pulled her into a black Honda stepwagon that was fitted with a fake license plate. The abduction was caught on CCTV footage, as you can see. So Superintendent Mark Harris, that's the head of the St. Andrews Central Police Division, stated that the vehicle was recovered sometime last week. He stated that the police have so far questioned several people in connection with her taking. DNA samples have also been taken from the vehicle. Superintendent Harris also added that the police have no evidence linking her being taken away to politics in the area. The family of Miss Robertson has offered $500,000 in reward for her safe return. Boy, may I tell you, my peeps, the thing rough. And now in the next update, my peeps, really sad one indeed. The Thanksgiving service for 9-year-old Kelsey Farragon took place this morning in Spanish Town, sometime after 11 going on to midday. It was held at the Seventh-day Adventist Church located along Brunswick Avenue in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. So for those who may have forgotten, this precious little angel presently on your screen identified as Kelsey Farragon. Her life was taken on May 12th by a criminal element identified as Jovean Ellis, to wit he forced himself inside the little one and then take her 3 pints, stuff her partially nude body into a blue barrel, and her brother, sadly whilst making checks trying to locate little Kelsey, found her inside the barrel lifeless. So the criminal element Jovean Ellis, otherwise known as Cooliman, was said to be a repeat offender who was out on bail at the time. Kelsey Farragon was a grade 4 student at the St. John's Primary, which is on the outskirts of the old capital of Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Kelsey's class teacher, Candice Coburn, described young Kelsey as a model student and a true scholar. Boy, may I tell you, my peeps, Now listen.
Kelsey, all the positive words you could think of. She's a leader. I appointed her to be the group leader of our group. She's always someone who you would come to find a solution to try and fix a problem that's happening in the class. Kelsey was so quiet. She was so quiet. She didn't shout. She's kind. She would normally walk around and check on the other students. If someone is not eating, that's Kelsey. She's going to come and tell me, and she's going to say, Miss Coburn, this boy is not eating. He said this or he said that. I don't know if he spent off the lunch money, but that's what he said. And you know, she would share her lunch with the person.
The criminal element Jovean Ellis was cut down by officers during an armed confrontation just days after Kelsey met her untimely demise. And still in the St. Catherine North Police Division, the St. Catherine North Police is now reporting that there has been a positive response to its call for persons of interest surrounding the fatal knockings and clappings that took place in the parish on Friday in Garden Pen. The police had put out a bulletin naming 4 criminal elements to turn themselves in. So on Saturday, several men were asked to report to the Spanish Town Police following the fatal knockings and clappings that took place in Taylor Lane in Garden Pen. The incident left this man, presently on your screen, lifeless, no longer among the land of the living. So Senior Superintendent of Police, that's Hopton Nicholson, the divisional commander, had this to say. Now listen.
Yes, his name is Jalen. He turned himself in. One who goes by the name Haitian. He was picked up by the police, and I was told as another one by the name of Shane. He should be turning himself in any moment now, based on some communication that was made. I need to confirm that one though, the last one. Well, the general appeal of the JCF, and I think the professionalization, because persons understand for the most part that we are here to interview them. Our aim is to try and solve crime, and we want to bring closure in a timely manner. So I think the general public is working with the police, understanding that we have a job to do, and that we will protect their rights as much as possible to ensure that we bring closure to any matter that is being investigated at this time. But I think it's an increase in the trust that the public has for the police at this time. Well, the division is not bad. We're at about a 35% reduction in murders compared to last year at this time. And the general Spanish Town area is not bad. We are working with the general citizenry to ensure that not just crime, but the fear of crime continue to reduce, and so that people can go about their lawful businesses and live peacefully. But so far, I think the general citizenry is very appreciative. They are very appreciative of the efforts of the police, and we will continue to work together.
So the next update that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the St. James Police Division, where the police have since named suspects into the $28 million lottery scam bus. Yeah, man. So the Constabulary Force JCF has named 3 of 12 men arrested in a series of anti-lottery scam operations that were carried out in St. James, and over 28 million Jamaican dollars seized, and also seized are multiple high-end vehicles. So 42-year-old Kean Gibbs was arrested by the police and charged with abstracting electricity pending further investigations. He might get some more slapped at him, but you don't know the squad of them have to use that for hold him in a custody until them complete them investigations. So the next criminal element in question has since been identified as O'Dane Gillen, said to be a businessman from Bogue Village in St. James. He was charged with possession of identity information pending other charges. And the third criminal element has since been identified as 23-year-old Darian Miller, said to be of a West Village housing scheme address. Miller was charged with possession of an access device. So the arrest follow multiple operations between Thursday and Saturday of last week, targeting lottery scamming. The police operation dubbed Scam Done, Justice Aron. Yeah, man. So in this evening's fresh set of stories, a man remains in the custody of the police as the police continue to probe the seizure of not one nor two, but 6 illegal firearms and 10 rounds of ammunition and magazines. The arrest was made of a taxi operator said to be of a Dwene Park address in St. Andrew. Now, the police is reporting that on Friday night, investigators from the Firearm and Narcotics Investigation Division intercepted a motor car and carried out a search. The police, to their surprise, uncovered the prohibited weapons, ammunition, and 6 magazines. The divisions noticed that the seizure brought to a total of prohibited weapons seized in the past 3 weeks to 276. Boy, may I tell you, the thing serious. And that also adds to the tally to make it a grand total of 465 illegal weapons seized since the start of the year. So right now, the police them are putting some decent spot of work, and I hope that the cabbie where the gunman them use, because I highly doubt see if him strap them. Him just take the work, figure carry out the thing. But just sorry say the police them never trail him and have enough police set in place for when time them hand them over to whosoever I go get them. I just loan can to the skin and spread out everything. Police who no can't so eager for recover the gun them, man. So my time on have to give time for it to reach destination. All on have to do is just trail the thing tactically and just deal with it a certain type of way. Just have enough police, arms up with them M16 rifle, whole heap of rounds stuff up in our belly, I will, and just wait for slap with some boy and still take the strap them from them. Yeah, man. You have to start send them strong message there. Dirt them and take the gun from them. That would definitely be a decent scene for Indy come put on a decent spot of work, pan. Yeah, man. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled Kingston Western Police Division, where a man was injured in a gun attack whilst in his yard in Trenchtown in the wee hours of this morning. So on the Spot News Media get to understand the knockings and clappings go on sometime around 4 a.m. this morning along Columbus Road in the community. It is reported that the man was in his yard when he was pounced upon by armed criminal elements who caught him up and escaped in the ear and foot. So the injured man was assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital where he was admitted and treated. The incident is being probed by the Denhamtown Police CIB. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the Kingston Central Police Division, where detectives attached to the Kingston Central Police have now charged 2 men for the fatal knifing of 19-year-old Jovean Storage, said to be of a Melbrook Heights address in Harborview in the Kingston Eastern Police Division. Now, his fatality took place on the 31st of May. Now charged with his fatality is 33-year-old Anthony Howell, said to be of a Antonia address in Red Hills, St. Andrew. And his criminal accomplice has since been identified as 33-year-old Lane Legister, said to be of a Tower Street address in Kingston. And they have both been charged with the fatality of the now deceased Jovean Storage and also assault at common law. The police stated that sometime around 11 a.m. on May 31st, Storage was walking along the roadway when he was approached by Howell armed with his licensed firearm and Legister armed with a knife. Howell reportedly pointed his firearm at Storage, who in attempt to escape injuries raised his hands, during which Legister allegedly used a knife for ransom stab in the man's upper body. Storage ran to escape further injuries but was chased and beaten by both men. He was assisted to the hospital by residents, where he later succumbed to his injuries whilst undergoing treatment. A report was made to the police and both men were apprehended and taken into custody. They were subsequently charged after a question and answer session in the presence of their attorney. Now there you go, my peeps, another licensed firearm holder, a farm fool. Boy, may I tell you, the thing rough. And still in the Kingston Central Police Division, that particular police division has been experiencing a 16% drop in major crimes, but a 36% reduction in fatal knockings and clappings by criminal elements. So we're going to hear from the head of the Kingston Central Police as he reports to the Prime Minister during one of his visits. Now listen.
Prime Minister.
How are you?
I'm good, sir.
I haven't seen you in a little while.
Yes, sir.
How are things?
Very good, sir.
How are you?
Yes, sir.
Inspector, very good. Inspector, how are you? The last time I was here, you gave me a very good report, a glowing report. I don't know, you can better that report.
We worsened a bit, but we're still in a very good state. So we're enjoying a 36% reduction in murders and shooting. And overall, the crimes are down 16%. Unfortunately, after going 16 months in this particular year, which you know was one of our most challenging years, we had a murder last month.
Yes.
Yeah, a shooting murder. But we have gotten on top of that. What has caused some problem for us, we have had a few unfortunate murders, stabbing murders, which has kind of shown our figures off. But we're still within the targets that we have set.
So you're seeing the impact of reduced organized violence.
Right.
But you're seeing the increased social violence.
Yes, sir.
Which would usually, a feature of that would be the stabbings or...
That's correct. That's correct. We have had, of the 9 murders we have had since here, 3 of them have been attributed to stabbing.
So the public understands. Where is this? Which area is this? Where am I standing? No.
This is Parade Gardens. This is Rum Lane, Parade Gardens generally.
This is within the Central Kingston Police.
Central Kingston Police area. This is within the zone of special operations.
Right, so this is where 2 years ago there was an internecine gang war, meaning that
yes,
there was just killing upon killing upon killing,
murders and shootings. Yes, active gang violence, and we are not seeing that anymore.
And we have gotten on top of that.
Right.
But now the social issues are what would be the
giving rise to the challenge.
How are you going to pivot your policing strategies?
All right. So we have already started that, and we have started, but is a way of intensifying that is the intervention from the policing side, the social, the community engagement, the domestic violence workshop, all those things we are pushing at in trying to manage the domestic violence.
Yeah.
So we are having a lot of community engagement, dialogue with all the players and all the communities to ensure that we stay on top of that. Critical is our intervention in the schools.
Yes.
Yes. So we are dealing with that as well. Those sort of interventions. So we know that with continued effort like this, we will stay on top of it.
Yeah. Our problem with violence is twofold. There is the organized element, which has a profit motive behind it.
Right, that's correct.
And which uses weapons to secure that profit.
That's correct.
And that is what has plagued us for a long time.
Right.
That is what supports the drug running, the extortion, the scamming,
right,
the attempt to control territory. All of that is the organized violence.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think the policing strategy that we have is working in that regard. But the social element is a little bit more complex.
Yes, it is.
Because that has to do with family disputes.
Yes.
I saw a terrible video recently of 2 neighbors arguing and one pulling a gun.
Right, yeah. Resulting in death.
Resulting in death.
Yeah.
Now, these are social issues that some of it stems from, as you have said, the education system.
That's correct.
But it also stems from how people live.
Right.
Their housing conditions and, the facilities that they have, the amenities that they have, that just affects their outlook.
Right.
Makes them more aggressive and unreasonable. And therefore, whenever disputes happen, the only thing that they can use to resolve the dispute is the final solution, taking someone's life, the ultimate act of violence. And we intend to change that, which is why we're trying to improve housing, change housing conditions, give access to greater amenities and services, and hopefully that will have an impact on how people feel about themselves, how they feel about others, how they respect life, and how they seek to resolve things peacefully.
That's correct.
So, it's not all on the police.
Right. That's
and
true.
I know that the focus on dealing with violence, sometimes it can just all be piled onto the police. But the police are a main agent of this change, but not the sole agent of the change. The state and the other state entities do have a role to play. But if we act in concert and act in partnership, we can have an impact, both on the organized violence and on the social violence.
And can you permit me just to say thanks to Team Project Star?
Project Star has done an amazing job.
Amazing job in this community. They have been working with us on all the programs that we can think of. They are working with us and financing that. And we are having serious impact as well.
Excellent.
Yes, sir. Bless you, sir.
Congratulations again to you and your team.
Yes, sir. Thank
Keep
you
up
very
the good
much,
work.
Prime Minister.